Some people fear death, others run from it. And then there are people who wait for it. But waiting long enough changes a person. It changes what fear means. It changes what pain means. And eventually, it changes what life means. Inside a prison cell, one man came looking for blood. Instead, he found someone who didn't care. Death Wish didn't resist, didn't move, didn't plead, because the old warrior had already made his decision, and whatever happened next was never going to happen by accident. But Death Wish wasn't interested in the attack. He wanted information, a name, a story, a rumor, a judge, a man people whispered about, false angel, a man who killed believing he was saving, a man who called death a gift. The prisoner called them similar, but there was one difference. False angel gave death. Death Wish searched for it, and hearing that, for the first time in a long time, Death Wish became curious. A hospital, new people, new questions, closer to answers, closer to false angel. Elsewhere, someone else was asking questions. The agent returned to his home, but she didn't find evidence. She found impossibilities, ancient objects, weapons from forgotten centuries, maps, journals, and photographs. Too many photographs. Different places, different years, same face, no aging, no explanation. History said those years should not touch each other, but there he was, again and again and again. For the first time, Death Wish became more than a criminal. He became a mystery. At the hospital, the questions only grew. Scans became confusion. Confusion became silence, because wounds weren't behaving like wounds. Recovery wasn't behaving like recovery. Something about this man refused explanation. And suddenly, everyone wanted answers. The agent finally met him, but Death Wish had no interest in explaining himself. Who are you? No answer. What are you? No answer. But one name changed everything. False Angel. And for the first time, the old warrior looked back, alive, contained, waiting. A meeting became possible. Questions for answers, truth for truth. But before either side could move, another discovery interrupted, one that changed everything. Doctors gave their conclusion. His body made no sense. His recovery made no sense. Nothing about him made sense. And by the time the agent returned, he was already gone. No signs, no struggle, only an open window and empty clothes, like the room itself had decided to let him leave. The city moved, police searched, voices called, but Death Wish had been alive long enough to understand something. People only see what they expect. A patient, a suspect, an old man. Never the man standing beside them. Crowds became cover. Noise became silence, and one face disappeared. Inside a bathroom, the old warrior looked at himself. Different clothes, different identity, same eyes, still searching, still walking, still alive. His destination was no longer escape. It was someone, false angel. Far away, behind walls built for monsters, sat a man with another idea of mercy. White, clean, calm, like judgment itself. Then, news arrived. Someone wanted to meet him, and for the first time, False Angel reacted, not with anger, not with fear, only curiosity. Because perhaps, after all this time, someone had finally arrived who understood.